Hi, I'm going to talk about some innovative marketing campaigns that are making big steps. Now, the key is always being the first to accomplish something or to set out with the campaign. One of the most prevalent types of marketing that I've discovered in my researching is that there are more engaging opportunities when it comes to the marketing part of it. We are engaging our customers as well as we are engaging the companies that are marketing. Inside of this, there's very creative ways of doing this. We talked earlier about there being everlasting launches, there being rolling launches, and even to the point of having the Big Bang. I noticed that regardless of what company it was, they all tended to venture towards having a campaign that was engaging. The ones that were successful involved both, even with the timeline. But I notice more that there's more spending or advertising related to the companies that are actually using the everlasting type of campaigns. Now, one in particular that I found very interesting was the one for Times Square. And it was a marketing campaign that was done by Forever 21. I wanted to show that video, but it was not attached. So I'm this way to tell you about it. Now, the Forever 21 campaign involved marked people. The company it believes in marketing to people for their style, regardless of their age, and that's why it's talking about Forever 21, which also matches with the Forever Launch method. You see, it kind of matches pretty well right there. The other piece is that when people in Times Square would come, they could see themselves, the models in the pictures, through innovation, of course, with technology. They were able to pick people up out of the picture through some super major camera tricks and so forth, and you could see yourself waving as they picked you up, as well as demonstrating some of the fashions that were involved. And these videos were recorded as well, and they could be accessed through social media. A lot of these connects I see involve doing both in person, like offline, and online activities. And that seems to be a good transition for me and my company with Howard and Howard Events and Show Services, because as I work with them, I see because it's a service oriented type of company, then they have to do online and offline. Offline is most of the business anyway. However, the attraction comes in from online as well. So to connect the two together means a whole lot as well. I also found that the campaign that were successful or having some success in them were like I saw there was a water company. Let me tell you the name of them. I have them right here. Denver Water. And they have a picture of half of a bench. I wish I could get that in there for you. And that half of a bench says, only use what you really need. And that's really cute. I like that. Half of a bench, a park bench, and you see just a whole bench, but only a half of a seat. It's pretty cool. Another one I thought was very innovative, and that one was with Folgers Coffee in New York. You know, they have the steam coming out the street. I call them the manholes, you know, thing that has the steam coming up. And they put a picture of a hot cup of coffee, and the steam just happens to be coming up out of the manhole, and that makes it look even more real as if it is a cup of coffee. That was really awesome. Another one is that I found pretty innovative was NZD dating buses. In New Zealand, there's a company there that is a matchmaking, of course, company. And what they do is they have buses that run the same loop. And when they catch up with each other, one side of the bus says, find perfect, and the other says, your match. But together they say, find your perfect match. I thought that was pretty neat as far as being innovative. Another one was Science World, Big Sneeze ad. They had it where they were able to put water inside of a little button, and when somebody pushed it, it tells you how far a sneeze actually travels. And that was Science World, just teaching about germs and how far they can travel. My most interesting one was TNT. They had this push button in the middle of the street, and they said, "Don't push this button or add drama to your life." And so people that did push it, they were being videotaped, and this was being aired on Twitter, Facebook, and things of that nature. So people were able to follow what would happen. So they had all this dramatic scenery that came out with tricks and buttons and screams and hollers and weird things happening to folks, and it just was a very dramatic scene. So inside of that, at the end, a big drop down comes down and talks about TNT, the television station. We know drama. So that was very dynamic. And then lastly, Domino's Pizza. Oh my goodness. With that one, they had a guy on a scooter who had a voice commanded scooter. And the voice would say, Domino's, Domino's, Domino's Pizza. So I thought that was pretty cool. And so as he would drive past people who were either walking or on their bikes and so forth, they were entertained by the idea that Domino's, this bike was just doing all the talking, and all he was doing was sitting and riding and delivering pizzas. And so the whole way, I thought that was very innovative. It didn't involve the online features, but then there's websites on everything. And so those things were very, very creative. So creative kind of goes along with that to me when you talk about being innovative. I also wanted to talk about the aspects of the marketing campaign that are applicable to my company. And again, it's the more engaging part of bringing customers from offline to online so that we're both engaging together. So when we look at this, then I'm looking here and seeing that for Howard and Howard Events and Chef Services, that as we are doing things outside of being online and talking to customers, we also can invite them to post videos and to do more creative things that involve engaging the customer. And of course, it's a forever kind of method that definitely applies, because all of the things that are done do not have necessarily an end date, except that for the weddings, that definitely does have a end date on it. But for the lunches, for wedding workshops, we do have deadlines for those things. So we would have to consider those things and then have a marketing campaign that would probably be more like a big bang type of method to be accelerated inside of it. Thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing more with you.